Welcome to the short bedtime story. Instead of reading it, please don't listen alone. This bedtime story is called Nocturnal Terror. To begin, put some coffee on and enjoy. The soft gurgle of the coffee pot brewing in the kitchen provided a comforting backdrop to the stillness of the night. Max, a college student drowning in assignments, leaned back in his chair and rubbed his tired eyes. The dim light from the screen of his laptop illuminated his small, cluttered dorm room. With a sigh, he powered it on, ready to tackle a mountain of reading assignments that couldn't wait any longer. The clock on the wall ticked softly, marking the passing time as he settled in for another long night of studying. The aroma of coffee filled the air, offering a momentary comfort to Max as he settled into his chair. Just as he began to immerse himself in his reading, a sudden knock on his window jolted him upright. Heart pounding, he glanced over, expecting to see someone outside. The night stared back at him, empty and silent. Max shook his head, dismissing it as a product of his exhaustion. He returned to his laptop and tried to focus on his reading again. But just as he began to relax, he heard a cabinet door creaking open. With a sense of unease creeping over him, Max slowly got up and made his way to the kitchen. He flicked on the light and saw one of the cupboard doors wide open. On the counter, a loaf of bread and a jar of peanut butter sat as if someone had set them there deliberately. Puzzled, he searched the small kitchen, peeking under the sink and inside the pantry. No one was there. The stillness of the room felt heavy, and Max couldn't shake the feeling that he wasn't alone. While Max was looking around in his kitchen, he heard the unmistakable sound of the shower turning on. His pulse quickened as he realized someone might indeed be in his house. Quickly, he grabbed his phone and dialed 911. "Hello, what's your emergency?" the dispatcher asked. "There is someone in my house," Max whispered urgently. "Did you see the person? Are you somewhere where they cannot see or hear you?" "Yes, I am in my bathroom. The shower was turned on and I shut it off." "What's your address?" the dispatcher asked. As Max began to give his location, he heard a knocking and moaning sound from somewhere within the house. The noise grew louder, accompanied by the opening and slamming of cupboard doors. Max's heart pounded in his chest as the cacophony of sounds was joined by the unmistakable echo of footsteps approaching. "Hello?" the dispatcher repeated, trying to get Max's attention. However, Max was too focused on the eerie scene before him. Slowly, he peeked out from behind his bathroom door, his breath held in fear. The lights in the house were off, casting everything in an unsettling darkness. He saw shadowy figures moving about through the faint moonlight streaming in from the windows. His heart raced as he strained to listen, hearing whispers that seemed to float through the air. The hair on the back of his neck stood on end, and he couldn't shake the feeling that these figures were aware of his every move. When Max walked out with his phone in hand, he could still hear the dispatcher calling out, "Hello, are you there?" repeatedly. He held his cell phone tightly, its screen casting a faint glow in the darkened room. As he looked around, an intense feeling of being watched washed over him. In the corner of the room, he saw a figure standing in the shadows. It had no discernible face, just a dark, ominous shape. The figure raised its hands to its featureless face in a "shh" gesture, then slowly shook its head, motioning for Max to hang up the phone. When Max was looking at this figure in the corner, he couldn't speak. His throat felt tight, and a cold numbness spread through his body. He stood frozen, unable to comprehend where this person had come from or how they had entered his home. The silence was deafening, broken only by the soft, persistent voice of the dispatcher still calling out from the phone in his trembling hand. Max tried to turn his head to retreat into the bathroom, but as he turned, the figure was suddenly looming over him. With a swift, chilling motion, it grabbed him. Max let out a frantic scream, echoing through the empty house. His phone slipped from his grasp and clattered to the floor. "Hello? Are you there?" The dispatcher's voice called out one last time before the line went silent. In the aftermath, all that remained was a neatly folded shirt lying next to the abandoned phone. Max was never seen again. His laptop is still on, and the dark corners still hold the secrets to Max's disappearance. Thank you, my loves. I hope you sleep tight. Good night, my friends. Check out my authored books on Amazon, Lulu, Barnes& Noble, and many more platforms. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Thank you again, my friends.